Right, hello everyone, welcome to the US30 strategy. We're going to go over the last 2 days worth of price action, focusing on the New York session open. So the templates are in the template video, that's where you can find them. There's only a few videos ago, and they are what we assign to the New York Open. There's an early trade template, which gives you a trade before the New York Open. And then there is a New York Open trade, which gives you a trade after the New York Open has been released. So you have to be, well, I am active during the New York Open to get these trades. And I'm just going to go over the last 2 days now, focusing on that strategy. Links all in the video description. A lot of people make profit with this. It gives me a lot of profit every week. And I mainly I don't trade it every day. I mainly trade it when I'm active and there is a good setup. So this was the last video we did on this day. So we had a early sell followed by a New York Open buy, and then price came up, and then some people got the sell because it retests this discount buy area over here, which is the grey area. So that was 3 opportunities there. You probably wouldn't have taken all. Most people would have probably just got the buy on that move because it's the clearest. So going on to today, let's just look at this straight away. We go over the pre-New York, start on the 15-minute time frame. That is here, pre-New York. So the start of the blue line is when the candle opens. Another one here, and that runs along like that, nice and thin. Then we have the New York Open, which is here. So that is a bit bigger, and that is on that big red candle. We're going to put an arrow there as well, just so you can see where the New York session opened. Then we zoom out a bit, look to your left, what levels do you have? So from this day is where all the price action is. Here is the New York Open, so that runs along like that. So that is also a premium sell area, a bit like that, something like that. And then we also have GDP, which is this line here. We can drag that along. So this is how you just prepare for the New York Open. And then we have this is a New York Open there, which I'll drag along in a second. And they're the most recent levels. And that drags along like that. Now we can zoom down a bit and just see what happens. Do we have anything from the current day? So the midnight opening price would be here. That's already taken place. London Open. Pre-London. Price moves up, so that is liquidity there, like that. So now we have some sort of structure. We look at the previous day. Price is obviously bullish. It's hit a premium sell, a grey area, which was a discount buy. So if they was looking for a sell, they would sell from here, and you would see that in the price action. Price didn't start selling, so it moved sideways. So then your bias becomes more bullish. This is your main resistance because it's the previous day New York, not previous day, past New York Open, which had big volume towards the downside. So if there was going to be any bearish moves, it'd come from here. So now we go over price action. Pre-New York takes place, high volume time, and they start pushing towards the upside. It pushes into a premium sell area. Well, this premium sell area from that day. So it's coming to, this is a higher time frame manipulation area. So this is where obviously they were selling. So going into the New York session, you'd be looking for a early sell trade just to follow that bias. And then once prices move towards the downside, a retest of this area is obviously retesting bullish support, but we're going to need to get into that move. So we zoom in. Price starts pushing up, starts reversing, you would get into the move around here at the start of the arrow, and you'd be going towards the downside like that. So you'd have an entry like that. Stop loss at the high, price is entered around here as you favouring a continuation down, and this is your first area of bullish support. You're looking for this area to break. Price goes down. By the time of the New York Open, you have to manage this sell. So you'd move down to break even and wait for the New York Open. Then you focus on the New York Open templates. Price pushes up with the Open, takes you out of break even. So that's one break even result. New York Open takes place, pushes down, retest this area, clears this liquidity, you get a rejection towards the upside. So if you wanted to get these scalps, you've got to be fast, you've got to know what you're doing. So what a lot of people do is get confused in this sort of price action because it's taking liquidity quick, starts rejecting, and they enter around here looking for a move towards the upside. And then you have to manage it and be willing to accept losses because you've got into the move later on. Price goes up on this candle, back towards the New York Open, and then you see it using it as resistance. Price pushes down, retest it once again, and then you start to get the downwards move. So this kind of price action would be very hard to trade. What you do have here is a consolidation. That is a fake out up, impulse move down. So this is retesting the New York Open level, but you would have to have your stop loss all the way up here and be confident in that sell. So most of it, this would be confusing and you would end up just waiting for a bit because you don't want to trade the New York Open volume if the setup isn't clear. So let's say you stayed out of that, then price starts to play out. That's all within the first half hour of the New York Open. Price is now down here. Then we can focus on the next setup, see if there's another opportunity because it's still your trading period. Price comes down to here. This is at 3 p.m. UK time. Price clears liquidity and now it's retesting a bullish support area, which is just running along here, just retesting that area. You now see 15-minute bullish manipulation take place here. And like I say on gold, it's all within the body of the candle here. And that's just a way to read price action. So the confirmation here is price is pushed down, took liquidity, retest a bullish support, and now it's showing you bullish manipulation on the 5-minute and 15-minute time frame. So you have a lot of confirmations for a bullish move and it's very structured. This is a more in-depth view of that manipulation, consolidation, fake out, impulse move up. At the end of consolidation, you have a 5-minute bearish manipulation candle. That has now been switched to a bullish one. So the entries here would be something like that. You'd put your stop loss down here into there. And then once you see the new one take place, which is here, and that would be in grey, you would then get into the buy using that retest area. So that will give you a tighter stop loss. Stop loss below the fake out, like that. And what you'd be targeting first is this high up here. Zoom out a bit, you can see price goes up, clears that high, and then that's when you got a continuation towards the upside. Moves into this premium sale area, and this is a past New York Open. So it's taking liquidity, retesting a resistance area. So by that time, you'd have took partial profits on that buy, risk to rewards around a 1 to 4, and you've had a more constructive entry because you've just waited. This candle here is 1 hour and 30 minutes after the New York Open, so there's a lot of time. Sometimes it's better just to wait and let price play out if the New York Open is confusing. What a lot of people do is tend to get really confused with the New York Open and try and catch the move as soon as the volume kicks in. But if the setup isn't there, then you don't do it. Moving on to the next day, 26th, we have the same thing. We're just going to put the New York Open on here because it's quite self-explanatory. New York Open is here. On this candle, pushed up, So the high volume time, pre-New York would be here, high volume time would be here. I need to put that on actually because of the price action. So that is there. And then that goes there. So they are pushing up, giving you a early sell entry. Early sell buys, but it doesn't seem to start dropping before the new open takes place. Price pushes up on this last 15-minute candle, then you start to get a bearish move with the new open. Price has taken this liquidity from here, so it's taken previous low, previous day high, and it's retested this area, which is the previous day New York. If you're looking for a New York open trade, a London session trade. So this is also the Asian session low, London session low. Zoom out. Is this an area of interest over here? We go to the left and we can see straight away, if we just drag one of these lines, you can see you've got a near double top there. So that is a previous weekly high, roughly a previous weekly high. I had to have to go to the 4 hour. No, it's not previous weekly high. It's a previous day high. Zoom out a bit more. And you can see this is a premium sell area, so that would be dragged along too, like that. So now you have a clear setup. Go back down to the 5 minute, and now you have a setup. So, London session starts pushing up. It leaves behind liquidity here in the form of a trend line. Trend line liquidity. New York open takes place, high volume time take place, starts pushing towards the upside, like that. Candle's showing a bit different. Oh yeah, I've put it in the wrong place, that's why. Has to go there. Bear with, nearly there. So now we have early sell bias, but you can see no sell price action. This is a previous day high, past daily high, and this is a past New York session premium sell area. New York session opens, pushes up. When you get the reversal signs, so you'd be entering in the sell around here. This is the sort of price action you want to get into. When it starts selling, get into the move like that, and the first target you're aiming to break is this New York open here. This is following a trade template, and you can see how it breaks that, retests that New York open level, and gets the continuation down. This is a strong bearish confirmation. Price continues down, and you are targeting this liquidity here. So this would be your main target, then this low, then you would look towards your left side and see that you are now going in a New York session discount buy area with manipulation. So what you would do is you would get a grey area up, drag that along like that, and you would know there is important buy orders in that area coming from the previous day New York session. So by that time you would have took partial profits, and that is your trade done. That's giving you a 1 to 5, 1 to 6 risk to reward. Nice distance travelled, and that has all happened within an hour. That big downwards move. So that's why it's always important to focus on the price action. I'm not going to go over any more because I spoke too long. That was a clean setup for that day. All the confirmations are there, and they are the ones that will give you the easiest trades over the shortest time and the less stress. Price goes down into that discount buy area, retraces up, pre-New York, comes down again, takes the low, retraces one more time and continues down. So this is clean ping pong between a discount buy area from the previous day and the pre-New York level. I'm going to leave it there. You don't need to catch every move, just need to learn it and know what you're looking at. Message me if you've got any questions. All the links are in the video description.